I got an email this morning from two big women on the couch, and I I I just really felt it so bad because this woman sounds like what I went through. She's 34. I believe has two sons. She has been through betrayal or moving away and has no friends, and she has no husband. And it just really hit home for me, because at about that age is when I went through that same thing, 34. The only difference is I'm going on this month 21 years married, but it's not always roses and lollipops when you're married. It's not always easy. And there were times when, even when you're married, you still feel alone. And I remember during that time, I just felt that maybe if I share a little bit with her, maybe she won't feel like she's alone. I just remember at around that age, my husband just said, "We're moving. Pack your bags, we're moving." I mean, just like that, in 3 weeks. Everything I knew. I felt like I lost everything. I had health insurance. And, I had a pretty nice, pretty big apartment. I had all my families. I had just lost all my church friends because I tell you, this is why I tell you, there was a time when I just wasn't going to go to church. Because again, talk about betrayal. You're faithful to a church for 12 years of your life, and then the pastor goes crazy and start yelling and screaming and thinking that he's a god and telling everyone what to do. And I mean, everybody, most of the people in that church, about 100 people, at least 90 left the church. That's how bad it got there. And you give your life to the church, and and to be treated like that, and then lose everyone because everyone scatters, and you lose contact, and so I know what it's like to feel alone. So here I just lost all my friends, lost my church that I was a part of for 12 years. I led worship for most of those years, and here I am now. I lost everything. I lost my purpose in life. I lost all my friends, and then my husband was just so messed up about it that he just said, "We're moving." And in 3 weeks, everything was gone. Everything I had was gone. I lost half the stuff in the apartment I couldn't bring with me because we were moving to a much smaller apartment. Everything. I lost my family. My grandma and my aunt got sick, and I couldn't be there. I hope I don't cry because I put on water for mascara just in case, but I understand what this lady went through. It is really rough to feel alone. And when you've been doing something with your life, I felt like the happiest I ever was when I was singing. When I was singing, leading worship, singing to God. And then all of that gets ripped away from you, So I understand what you're going through, girl. I don't know your name. I didn't see your name on the email. But I know what that's like, to lose everything. Half my stuff was gone. No, moving with no furniture, with just half the clothes. Losing your family, your friends, everything, go from the big city of New York City to a little tiny ghost town in New Jersey. It was really rough for me, and I feel you, girl. I feel you, and you're not alone. I had to reinvent myself all over again. I went through a really, really rough time where I just hated everyone. I hated my husband. I hated Christians because of what happened with the pastor. I couldn't believe what had gone on. The pastor destroyed my husband's family. I mean, the family close-knit like that and dispersed. I mean, it was, the things that he did were so bad that it really tore apart that family. And, so I was angry at God. I hated my husband. I hated Christians. I didn't believe in friendship anymore. And here I am in a little ghost town from the big city where you have 24-hour stores, in a little ghost town where half the stuff isn't open until the summer because of tourists. And I came in the middle of winter. It was really rough. And I just remember feeling that loneliness. And, little by little, I don't know your situation, and I'm not trying to preach or anything, but, little by little, I just started going to a small little church over there, and it was just really weird because everyone there, New York City, they're not that friendly. Everyone there was being so friendly to me, and I'm like, get away from me. And people were inviting me over for coffee. I'm like, I'm not going to your house for coffee. I hate everybody. That's how I felt. But, little by little, some of the people in the church actually loved me so much that they brought me back to feeling like I can have friends. And, I started, circumstances happened that I started singing again. And it was just really a beautiful thing that had happened. But unfortunately, this was a ghost town. The jobs were scarce. My husband had the boss from hell, literally, and we had to get out of there. It was really, really bad, where the boss thought that he owned us and could just come into our apartment anytime and things like that. It just got really, really bad, and probably my mascara is smearing right now. It got really, really bad, and we had to run. And so my husband was told that in North Carolina they're building it up, and there's a lot of jobs for it. He's maintenance. He's done maintenance most of his life, but jack of all trades. He knows how to build and stuff like that. Do carpentry and a lot, just everything when it comes to that. And let me tell you, the jobs were easy to find with the pay. But, thank God we found a nice apartment and, decent pay, and we moved down here. But once again, my world was ripped away from me. I finally got to a point where I made friends again. And that I lost that. And now New Jersey to New York is a 3-hour drive, so I could still visit family. But coming down to North Carolina, that was really rough.